What's going on, guys? It's Lee. Today we're playing some Roblox and watching the Firefly Alpha rocket launch courtesy of Tidon, the Everyday Astronaut. So let's start with the Roblox stream, and we have special guests. Drum roll, please. Now. Alright, so my special guest for the stream is none other than my mother.
Hi, Leaf fans. My name's Mason.
Cut. Did you do round of applause, guys? Your drum rolls. My special guest is my mother.
Hi, all of Lee's fans. I'm so happy to be here today.
That's better. So let's go. Our first game of the stream will be Brookhaven RP. Let's start the timer. And the timer has started. We have 30 minutes until my dad joins the stream, everybody. So we'll be joining some Brookhaven RP right now. The classic Brookhaven. Oh, so if you guys never saw me play Brookhaven before, then this is going to be your first time seeing me play it. So let's get started with some Brookhaven. Give me 1 second. My Roblox has to upgrade. Flip my light. My Roblox is upgrade again. Why does that upgrade every single time I play this? I played this last night or something like that. I played it a few nights ago and like it worked, but I have to upgrade it now. Okay, it's starting. That's good. We'll give it our RP by Wolfpack. Let's start. All right. So welcome to Brookhaven. I want to keep in my Roblox music so you guys can hear my mom too. Just so you guys know what we're doing. So let's hit play. And here we go.
Okay, I'm on the green map.
Okay. And yeah, that is my dog Bodie. If you hear him if you hear a barking noise, that's my dog. He's at my mom's house. He's just barking because, yeah. So let's go. Woo! So just look.
He's out in the sunroom, too. I'm surprised we can hear him.
Yeah, so you have the door open.
No, the door's shut. He's well, it's cracked, but he's barking at another dog he talks to.
Yeah, the iPad picks it up loud. The communication device we're using picks it up loud and clear.
All right, buddy. Good job. Your brother's live streaming. No more barking. Okay. Where'd you go?
Right here. So we're gonna find a vehicle to use. So give me a second. How about we use this one?
Sure. Anything that... Oh, a horse? Wow. Do you get to drive me on it?
Yep. Come on, sit on it. Come on. Come on, get on. Get on. Hit the button. Hit the button that comes on your screen.
What kind of button?
It's in the middle. I think it's on like, there you go. If you hit a button that's like in the middle of your screen.
Oh, the one that says piggyback?
Yeah.
Okay, I did that. I can't just jump up?
No, you have to like hit a button. I saw Flamingo do this, and he got him and Temperance, a fellow YouTuber, a friend of his, got on the horse clearly. So I don't know how I get you on it. Like how? Horse unlocked. Oh, I have to pay with Roblox Flip, so we can't use this.
Give us a car.
Fine. Okay, that's a vehicle. Well, that would be amazing, but no.
Yeah, it would be cool.
I got us a Jeep. Let's hop into the Jeep. I'm gonna turn around, Mom. Give me 1 sec. Here you go, Mom. Hop in. Hop in, Mom. Where are you? There you are. Are you in?
Yeah.
All right, let's.
With you, right?
Yep, let's go.
Woo! Brookhaven!
Yeah, Brookhaven, ladies and gentlemen. First game of the stream.
Is this where we get like a house and stuff?
Yeah. This is where we saw you that kids room before in that house.
Yeah, we park in our garage and stuff.
Yeah. This is the exact same game. So if you don't know, me and my mom played Roblox before, but we used a different type of communication device. We used my laptop before, but now we're using my iPad to talk to each other because I think this will be better because you guys couldn't hear her before. So, yeah. I'm gonna go up the I'm gonna go up the section I always go up. This is the residence I always go up at.
Wow, that would be fun to drive down.
Alright, I have vacant house. So let me pick one real quick. Yes. So give me a second, it has to load in a little. I'll choose this one. Choose selected house? Yes. You'll see.
Wow, is that a barbecue grill? Wow, you hooked us up.
Yeah, I hooked us up for the stream. Get out! Go away! Sherry.
She's in our house.
Go away, Sherry. I have to lock the door. Lock. Good.
But what happens? She's stuck in the house.
I have to kick her out now. Flip. Premium. Oh, God. So, flip. I'm in my car. How do I drive? Where's the drive? There's no driveway. I think I just park it on the side of the road. Like that. I'll lock it so that nobody can get in. I'll just leave it there. So, yeah, I'll open up the door. House.
We live on Dogwood. It's like this is the backyard. Why would the pool and the fire pit be in the front?
Come on in, Mom. Mom, come on in. This is the front yard, Mom. This is like the front.
Oh, wait. On top, it's a frat house. It has lettering.
Yeah, this is the front of the house.
No, frat house. See, it says.
Yeah. Get flip you, Sherry. How do I ban people? How do I ban her? Okay. Here's banned from home. I banned her because it's our home. So now, yeah. So let's, Mom. How about you come on out and I do like and you, Mom. Come here. How about you do like a little? How about I do like an MTV Cribs thing?
Yeah. Did you watch that, Miley?
No. That's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna do like a house tour of this, so that. So go outside, go to like the white part, go like to where the doorbell is, and.
Should I save the Cribs episodes and watch them together?
No, because I know MTV Cribs from YouTube. That's all I know it from.
Yeah, but they're brand new episodes.
I don't care. I just know it because of memes. I don't want to watch that, Mom. I'm gonna lock my house for a second so that you can knock and I'll unlock it and I'll be like, hey, okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna lock it now. So turn around and knock. Okay, give us 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on? Welcome to my home. Back up. Back. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my house. Come on in. First up, we have the kitchen where we have a lawnmower, a vacuum cleaner. We can vacuum everywhere. This is really cool. And we have some apples and some bananas over here in my kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen. As you can see, we can wash our hands at the sink. We can use the microwave and the oven.
What's your favorite thing to cook in this kitchen?
My favorite thing to cook is quiche.
Wow, that sounds amazing. He's got a palace and he's a cook, ladies.
So over here we have some milk, Coca-Cola, Reese, and some stuff like that. And then we have a freezer which can't open at all. And we have the oven, which is very, very nice. And then we have the washer, the dishwasher, very, very nice. And we have a table. So, and we have some arcade games over here, ladies and gentlemen. If you wanted to play some Donkey to Mario, you can do that right here. Come on down. This is my special place. This is my library where I like to read books. Tons of books.
Did you go downstairs?
Yeah.
Wow, this is like a secret hideout.
This is my library where I read lots and lots of books. This is my nook. This is my book nook.
What's your favorite book for all the MTV fans?
The Cat in the Hat.
What's your favorite author?
No, Cat in the Hat is my favorite book.
Oh, favorite book.
So there we go. So come on in here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have my laundry room where I can watch you washing it, drying, which is cool. And over here, ladies and gentlemen, is my bathroom. We can wash our hands here. We can go to the bath. What?
You wash your hands? It's like a fight to get you to wash your hands.
I'm pretending. No, this is where you can wash your hands. And over here is the toilet where you can do your privacy issues. And then we have the tub, and that's it for the first floor. Now, we can take a look over here, and we see a fireplace, very nice fireplace. We have an arcade game, we have arcade over here, we have some very nice areas over here.
Oh, it looks like you have Tetris. I love Tetris.
And then we have a hot tub, we have an arcade game, we have the TV, and that's it for this, and that's it for the hot floor, for the bottom floor. Now let's go up to the tippy top. Come on up.
Wow, these stairs are so modern.
So over here, we'll start over here. This is my book bed area. This is where I can have 4 people sleep over,
Wow.
5 people sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have 6 people sleep over. We have a computer area, and we have a little area over here, another bathroom area. And then this is the main event. This is the main event everybody's been waiting for. The balcony. Welcome to my balcony, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we can look out and see everything I have. And yes, I bought myself a Jeep. It's very, very nice. And now watch me go into the pool for the top deck. Come on out. Go out in the bathroom. Turn around. Go out the door you came in. This is terrible.
You don't understand. This is like me doing this is like
Okay, good. You're out.
making you do lap check.
So here,
Okay. Sorry, Cody's getting on top of me. He's like purr. Alright, tuck it back down. Oh, I bumped this one.
there we go. So watch me go out of this balcony to the pool. Ready? Hey! Welcome to the front porch of my house. We have a nice barbecue where we can cook some good food. And that's it, Empty Cribs. That's it, YouTube. Bye-bye. So we'll play one more game, and then that'll be it for today. So we'll play some good old work at a pizza place for our last game. How about that? Because we only be able to play 2 games. I thought I'd be able to play a few more, but no, we're going to play some classic work at a pizza place. So...
I've played that a bunch of times.
well, we're gonna play it again because it's classic, and I want people to experience to do it again with us. So that's what we're gonna do for right now, and that'll be the ending of our Roblox portion of the stream. Will be some classic work at a pizza place, and then once I'm done with you, and then once our portion of the stream is done, I'll get my dad on, and we'll watch that live stream. So that will be the first portion. That will be the first portion of the stream complete. Second portion will be coming up soon. What the heck do I have in my body? Get off. Get it off. Get it off. Get it off. Where do I go? Inventory. No. How do I change my avatar? I forget. Edit out. Avatar. Okay.
What are you going to be, a cashier or
There we go. There we go. I'm back.
which one should I choose? A cook, cashier?
Oh, hey, good lucky. Let me know when you're ready to order.
Is that what you say?
Sausage and pepperoni. I'll choose pepperoni. Good choice, good looking. I'm saying that because it's an NBC and myself. You get it?
Wait, I can't get out of this thing I'm in that's telling me to choose a house or all these things. Hashtag. Okay. The good looking thing, is it at the computer saying that or you're saying that?
I'm saying that because it's.
That is hysterical.
Look, Mom. Turn around. Look what it is. Look, Mom. Turn around.
Yeah,
Turn around, Mom. Look who it is.
I don't know. What is it?
Right here. At E-Talk. Do you see it? Turn around to this one. Isn't that you? Is it the NPC version of you?
Yeah, I'm the bunny.
No, Mom. Right here. On the left. The person.
Hang on a second, Mason. It sounds like something's leaking in the fish tank.
Jeez.
It's not at all. Sorry, I didn't mean to say the H word. Hold on.
It's fine. I say it all the time. What's going on, Mom? Oh. Went to see you. What would you like? I know what I want. You want pepperoni? There we go. Hey, get out of here. What are you doing? Push you around. Push. I love making this pussy NPCs around. Get off of my head. Get off. Look out. Go. What are these NPCs? Oh, I know what I want. Let me take you the now. There we go. There she goes. Alright. What happened, Mom?
The fish tank's leaking from behind, but I think I fixed the filter. I gotta call my dog. Because there's a huge puddle on the back.
So is our time over?
Yeah, I'm sorry I have to cut it short, sweetie.
It's fine. So, everybody please thank my mom for joining the stream.
Thank you for having me. And is this launch gonna be just like what we watched, something we watched like last week when it took off?
Yeah, we like to sing this, but it's a spacecraft carrying some cute as the orbit.
Alright, well you guys enjoy that, and I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Alright, bye. Say goodbye to my mom, ladies and gentlemen. Say bye to my fans.
Bye, fans.
Bye. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was my time with my mom. She was an amazing woman and an amazing person. So that's the robot portion of the stream done. Up next is the Firefly Elephant launch in a few minutes from now. My dad will come up and join us for the live stream's ending. So hope you guys are excited for that. I'm going to exit Roblox now. Stop the timer. And turn it off. And we're going to get ready for the Roblox, the 10 Dots part of the event, which I'll get on right now. And I will be live. So we'll get that on right now for you all. So hopefully we'll be able to watch it. 8 p.m., 10 minutes. So that'll be going live in 10 minutes. We'll be right back in 10 minutes from now with the live coverage of the launch. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes for the launch of the rocket. See you all then. Bye-bye, everybody. gentlemen, my second special guest is a legendary person who's been on the Street Channel, who's been on the channel many times before. He plays with me many times on ROBLOX. While my mother doesn't, this person plays with me a lot more. Please welcome to the channel, please welcome back to the channel in person this time, my father. Come on in. Come on up. Give me 1 second. My second special guest is a legend who's been here many times before at ROBLOX. He plays more times than my mother. Please welcome to the channel. Please welcome to the channel. In person this time, my father.
Hello.
He's in person this time. We're about to launch the launch of the Alpha rocket. Let's get started.
Cool.
Standing by. We're standing by for launch. It's still some wait for the astronaut, by the way, Dad.
Yeah. So how long do you think it's going to be before the actual launch?
An hour.
Really? It's not till 9?
Well,
I didn't know that.
well, that's what.
We probably shouldn't have started till 8:30.
Well, that was my original time, but when Nintendo already after I put his live stream time to be 8 o'clock, that's what forced me to do a 7:30. You know what I mean? Let's go off with the time of 10 dot
Oh,
stream.
does that mean we have to stop? Oh, never mind.
No, that means that's when 10 dot is starting his live stream.
Who's?
This is you.
This
Or
is
at
Tim
least
Dot.
it
He's
could
a
be you.
YouTuber.
You've been island hopping through Greece with a group of
Wait,
people.
Marcus' house? Where's Marcus' house here? Marcus' house is here. He's another YouTube. Alright, hey there, everyone. Oh my god, Marcus! What, another main YouTuber? Oh my god, NASA space flight? I'm NASA space flight. Holy cow, NASA space flight! Let's go, NASA space flight. Let's go to space! Easily get shortly. In a bit, to not have to start live stream. Not that like start talking. Dad, I'm waiting down the bed. Please. Don't wait behind me.
Right now I need to be ready.
How about a little later, street? They'll be good shortly. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Holy crap. Go to wait, Scott Manley's here too? What? Scott Man. Oh, Scott Manley here. Scott, let's go, Scott Manley! Woo! Let's go! Let's go, Scott Manley! Let's go, legends! Let's go, YouTube icons! Let's do this! Oh my god, this is legendary. There we go, we are live with the chat, so we'll get to it shortly. Flip, I didn't even know that Scott Manley was here. Like, Flip, I know who he is, actually. His name is Zach. I just watched him a few hours ago, so yeah, that's how I know about him. Something's happening on his end. It's
Oh,
like,
we're live streaming?
yeah,
Cool.
it's like on his end.
So people can see what you're
Lag, yeah, lag. Everybody's saying lag, 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 lag. It's something on his end.
So people can see.
No, they can't see us at all. Yeah. Okay, we're back. Don't load it on. They go chow slide the chat. So we're the pad. Nope, we're good. Everything lags or not.
Want to start an online store quickly with products that are
Really?
ready to
Another
sell?
ad? Are you
Head over
kidding
to
me? When will the
Wix.com.
stream actually start? This is like, I should have picked a different YouTuber, but Shindon is always the man with it's always the perfect person to choose for live streams, so it's like the perfect person to choose for this, and that's why I chose him, because he was like, because I watch a lot of his streams, I'm like a fellow George ahead. I watch a lot of Shindon streams, like he hasn't streamed in a long time, so yeah. Shindon, Dear the Astronaut. Here we go! Holy crap, this is going, you guys! This is the rocket itself, ladies and gentlemen! This is the Firefly rocket. That's the test of the Firefly engine, and there you see the test of the fairing. It's been a long time waiting for the Firefly Corporation.
Firefly has been fighting for this day for a long time, and we're finally here, launch day. This is an exciting day for Firefly Aerospace, as we're about to conduct our very first test launch. But getting here has not been easy. If you followed our story for a while, you know that we've had to overcome a lot of obstacles and major setbacks to get here. Max Polyakov, a few friends, family, and I started Firefly about 4 years ago. Since then, it's been a non-stop technical and financial adrenaline rush. Rockets are the most challenging of machines to develop, and it takes a lot of money.
I'm allowed to have some too. There's more downstairs.
Something's happening on this end again. God, I'm taking all the pop.
But our passion vehicle ever built. We've engineered almost every part from scratch using the best modern technology. It is the world's largest all-carbon fiber structure rocket and is propelled by Firefly's innovative, patented rocket engine technology. Over the past several years, we've built and ground tested a lot of hardware, leading up to the fully flight-qualified vehicle that now awaits first flight on the launch pad. Many people have asked me what to expect today. What's the probability of success? To be clear, the rocket on the pad is built to deliver its payload to orbit, 300 kilometers above the Earth. And my expectation is that it will do exactly that. Everything we've done, from ground testing to computer models, tells us that this vehicle is capable of reaching orbit. Having said that, it's a test flight. There are aspects of liftoff and flight that we can't fully test on the ground. Our computer models need flight test data to be more accurate. So success today means getting as much data as possible to improve our computer models and other design assumptions. I think the most gratifying part of today is recognizing how far this team has come. Firefly has an incredibly talented and hardworking team that has really gelled and come together over the past few years. We have a team capable of solving very difficult problems, persevering through setbacks, and following through to completion. In short, the Firefly team gets things done. We'd especially like to thank our partners at Space Launch Delta 30 and everyone at Vandenberg
founder of
Space Force
Firefly
Base
Aerospace.
who supports launches from the Western Range.
Founder.
I feel incredibly fortunate today as we head to the launch control room, attempt our first space flight mission, and take a major step forward as a company. Godspeed, Firefly.
There he is,
Hi, it's
Tim
me, Tim
Dodd.
Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Welcome to a really, really exciting launch, a launch that I've been waiting for a very, very long time. I am surprisingly somehow your official host for tonight's attempt for Firefly with their Alpha rocket. This is actually a really, really big deal for me. I've been talking with Firefly for basically the entire year as to how can we stream your rocket together. And the coolest thing to me is that they came back to me. They reached out to me and we've been kind of communicating, trying to figure this out. But my favorite thing is they said, Tim, we just want you to do what you normally do. And we want you to just share a rocket with the world. And their level of transparency has been incredible. So I'm really, really excited to let you know that we're running the show here and we get to kind of just do what we normally do, which is a huge testament to Firefly. So thank you, Firefly, for trusting us with this launch, trusting us with this stream, which we know may be having some issues as we speak, actually. That's probably part of the problem of trying to do things between different parts of the world at all at the same time. But the cool thing is right now, as we speak, we do have a rocket on the pad getting ready to launch. So let's do what we always do with every time we get ready for a stream, because anytime you have any question about rockets and rocket launching, we have a solution on our website at everydayastronaut.com. You can click on upcoming launches and you can click on our pre-launch previews. And today, if you check out our pre-launch preview for this particular launch, you will see the Firefly FLT A001/Dream. This is the alpha launch. So let's go ahead and run through this today. So starting as far as their launch window, as you see in our countdown clock in the top right-hand portion of your screen, we are sitting at T-50 minutes. That's today on September 2nd here in the United States. This will be September 3rd for those of you east of us. The launch window begins at 1 UTC and goes through 5 UTC. So they do have a 4-hour launch window that is 6 p.m. Pacific time through 10 p.m. Pacific time. So that is their launch window. But so far, they're actually tracking the beginning of their launch window. We actually have, we'll be able to pull up Mission Control's audio later on for you guys. But currently right now, it's all internal. But they're actually on track for a launch at the beginning of their launch window, which is, I don't know how they're doing this. I mean, this is the company's very first launch ever, and everything's running very smooth. So pretty impressive, I'm being told to reload the pre-launch preview one more time. And so this is the mission name for this is FLTA 001, which is Dream. That's also the Dream mission. We'll talk about that in a second. This is Firefly's, as I mentioned, their very first mission ever. The launch provider for this is, of course, Firefly. The customer who is paying for this. There are actually several customers from all around the world, and we'll be talking about some of those in a second. The rocket for this is Firefly's Alpha rocket. This is their first rocket. Now, of course, they've got kind of bigger plans down the road, but for now, this is a very impressive. It's actually currently the largest small sat launcher that is hitting the pad out of this new crop of small sat launchers. It's a very ambitious rocket. We'll keep talking about it here in a second. Launch location, this is taking off from SLC-2 out of Vandenberg Space Force Base, USA. This is actually a really cool launch. I should have pulled up, I have an old picture of me running at a Delta II rocket in my old flight suit. And the picture was real from, it was Orbcom, or what, not Orbcom, it was from OCO2, which was a carbon observatory mission that was launched on a Delta II back in like 2014, I believe. And I took that picture from that mission. That's the only mission I've actually been to in person at Vandenberg. And I had photoshopped myself in a flight suit. So this pad, I've spent a lot of time there because that day I remember they had problems rolling back the old launch tower. So it's cool to see it stripped down here for Firefly, how simple and elegant they've made everything. It's really cool to see it modernized. That was an old launch tower and a launch infrastructure. They've just clean slate design. It looks beautiful. It's so simple. It's just really, really cool to see what they've done to that place. So the payload mass for this. So today's mission is going to be, get this, 92 kilograms and 92, how do I even say this, and 100.115 kilograms, so about 203 pounds. That is a pretty light payload, but it's, it is a demonstration mission. It's pretty impressive that they're actually putting real payloads on their first mission. That's telling you something. These guys they're ready to go. They are ready to go. So, all right, this is so where are these satellites going? They are going to a 300-kilometer low Earth orbit at a 137-degree inclination. That's right. This rocket's actually going to be flying backwards. It's literally flying a retrograde orbit. So it's beyond high inclination. It's actually getting to the point where it's like flying. It'll fly backwards around the world. But this is a good demonstration for them. I'm not entirely sure actually why they're doing a 137-degree inclination. For those of you that aren't quite familiar with inclinations, if you were to fly so right straight east of like if you're on the equator, you flew at a 0-degree inclination, you'd go right around the equator. But normally you're kind of limited to your latitude. So if you fly out of, say, Kennedy Space Center at 28 degrees north, you're fixed to your kind of minimum without doing some big delta V maneuver is a 28-degree orbit, inclined orbit. Now, if you're going around a polar orbit, normally those are about 90 degrees around the North and South Pole. It's 90 degrees from, zero. So if you're going 180 degrees, you'd actually be flying completely backwards around the equator. This is a 137-degree inclination. Pretty crazy. Not too familiar with that. And also, just for a heads up too, we are aware that sometimes there's dropped frames coming from Firefly to us. There's nothing we can do about that, but we have good audio, and also when we start switching to other cameras, you'll see some other views that are going to be absolutely worth it, I promise. Okay. So hold on. Okay, so my producer tells me that we might also still have some things wrong with the actual like core of the thing. We might have to refresh this feed in a little bit if it still remains choppy, but we'll give YouTube a little bit of time to see if it straightens out at all. But thank you for your patience, but we'll just keep going here for now. And if we have to refresh it in a little bit, we'll give that a try. So will they be attempting to recover the first stage? No, this is currently not a capability of Alpha. So the first stage will splash down in the Pacific Ocean. Will they be attempting to recover the fairings? And no, this also is not a capability Alpha. This is something that's something we've kind of got spoiled by, those of us that watch SpaceX missions. That's not actually normal really for any other launch provider. No other launch provider has even attempted to recover fairings so far. So as you would imagine too, with a first demonstration mission, that would be a little maybe too ambitious at the very beginning. Anyway, let's get this thing flying. Let's get it working before even trying to do any other tricks like that. So these fairings are new. Weather is currently, get this, I have never heard this in my entire life. The weather is 100%. The weather report earlier today was 0% chance of weather violating range restraints. So in other words, weather's fantastic, and that's very unusual for Vandenberg. Vandenberg is typically, we almost like joke that it's just called Vanden fog. So it happens to be not foggy today, and it's just beautiful. So yeah. All right. So this is the first fly, the first launch of Alpha, the first launch for Firefly, second launch from Vandenberg in 2021, and this is the 86th orbital launch attempt of 2021. So, and then of course we have, some more of this, but if you want to read more about this mission, what does it all mean? I kind of want to talk about some of the actual payloads on this mission, because there's a lot. So let's see, there's some non-technical payloads, because they actually let people submit ideas of things that they wanted to send to space on this mission. So Liam, I'm going to absolutely not pronounce your name correctly, Fieldstead gave a photo for this mission. So he's flying a photo. There's Henry the Astronaut book from author Jonna Ocampo is going up on the mission. There is also LifeShip DNA samples. This is a company sending up little DNA capsules of from two various corners of our solar system. So pretty cool idea. So that's another thing that's flying. There's also a handful of technical payloads. So this has the Libre Space Foundation Pico bus, the FOSA Systems FOSASat 1B/2, the AMSAT EA Genesis L/N. Then there's Hawaii Science and Technology Museum HIAPO. There's Teachers in Space Serenity, and there's Purdue University Spinnaker 3, which I believe is going to be their last payload deployed this evening, assuming that this vehicle makes it to orbit, which we're all cheering for, of course. So yeah, go ahead and read through this awesome pre-launch preview. We do have one more thing that I wanted to talk about that's really cool, and that's kind of where we're at right now. The mission timelines. Actually, Andrew can pull up a better looking version of this than what I've got so that we can read it a little bit easier on screen here. They actually began pad checkouts at T-8 hours. And then they powered up Alpha at T-7 hours. So this thing's been out there on the pad all day. At T-6 hours and 50 minutes, they did sensor checks. At T-minus 6 hours, it did helium load, which is, of course, an inert gas that they use to backfill the rocket as it drains the fuel, so there aren't, any voids and it doesn't end up like crumpling. That's how you maintain pressure. Okay, we actually have something that we need to do right now on comms. Believe it or not, we're going to get official confirmation of our very first thing in our timeline down here. We're going to get confirmation of whether or not the pointy end is up and the flamey end is down from mission control. This is an official thing right now. Let's go ahead and listen in. We're going to get confirmation here from mission control. So we're going to be listening into mission control audio. And I wanted to go ahead and get confirmation that the pointy end of the rocket is up and flamey end is down. That's what PEUFED is on our timeline. Pointy end is up, flamey end is down. We're listening in here. Andrew, I don't know if it's in program yet, unless they're just very quiet.
LD, this is CRS.
This CRS.
I just wanted to confirm that the pointy end is up and the flamey end is down.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
I love that. I love that. I love what? I love that we literally just got the pointy end is up and the flamey end is down confirmation from launch director Adam Oakes. That makes my day. That's like, how did that happen? How did that happen? Okay, that is hilarious. I love Firefly. This is so great. Okay, so back to what else has happened leading up to this point today too. At T-minus 5 hours and 15 minutes, they actually began loading RP1. Now RP1, when they initially loaded into the rocket, it's just obviously kind of at room temp and at low pressures, and then at which is interesting because take note that T-minus 4 hours and 30 minutes is when they did pad clear. So you can actually have the rocket with propellant inside the tanks, with fuel, especially RP1, because it's not cryogenic. It doesn't need to be highly pressurized. They can just fill it to safe levels to have humans still around. And actually, like the Atlas V does that as well. Pretty cool with RP1 that it can operate at room temperature. So yeah, that's always fun. But then they do pad clearing before the LOX load in. So LOX load was at T-minus 3 hours and 40 minutes. So that's obviously why you start to see these cryogenic, the boil off here. You see all this, what looks like steam and stuff coming off of the rocket. That is actually liquid oxygen boiling off and becoming a gas because it's obviously very cold. Liquid oxygen is down around minus 200 degrees Celsius. And as it warms up from the ambient air temperature, it expands 1,000 times its size and becomes a gas. And obviously you don't want your things inside of a closed system, inside of a closed tank, expand 1,000 times without venting it. That condensation boiling off of the rocket as we speak. And then we go into, so that's LOX load. So at T-minus 20 minutes, the countdown net is actually going to be going over the go, no-go poll. Now, unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to share that audio with you, but we will be able to pick up audio soon after that. So we will actually have mission control audio shortly after that. Stage ignites at T-minus 1.79 seconds, and liftoff obviously at T0. So yeah, that's pretty much that. But I did want to show you one more thing from our pre-launch preview here and kind of talk about this vehicle. So obviously, if you guys are on your phones or on your computers, you will see Firefly Alpha. And what's fun is we have a render here from Casper Stanley, who actually did a side-by-side comparison of Firefly's Alpha versus what I consider one of the, an awesome launch company, Rocket Lab with their Electron. We're all very familiar with that rocket. They've launched it many times. I just want you to take notice of the size difference of Firefly's Alpha. It is actually quite a large vehicle compared to the awesome Electron rocket. So that is a scale, and that's Casper for scale there compared to a human. So these are still, relatively small rockets in the grand scheme of rockets because they are small lift launchers. But one of the things that's really cool about this rocket is that it actually is also carbon composite, very similar to Rocket Lab's Electron. So this is actually the world's largest carbon composite rocket that will have ever attempted to fly to orbit. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that they do that's super unique on this vehicle is they run it on what's called Reaver engines. And these Reaver engines, what's awesome about them is they use a cycle type called the combustion tap-off cycle. And this is something that's never, again, also never flown to orbit or never attempted to fly on an orbital vehicle. The BE-3 engine on Blue Origin's New Shepard uses a tap-off cycle, but that is not an orbital rocket. But that is actually, I think that might be the first tap-off cycle engine to ever make it above the Kármán line. This is the first time a company's attempting to use the tap-off cycle to get a rocket into orbit. The tap-off cycle is a really unique solution. It's relatively simple because you actually can remove your gas generator or your pre-burner from the engine, and you literally basically punch a hole in the side of your main combustion chamber, and you pipe that and have that actually be directed right at the turbine, which is what powers up your pumps. So the hard thing about that is normally one of the most difficult parts is, well, if it requires the main engine running in order to spin the pumps, and the pumps are what spin the engine, run the engine. So if the pumps aren't running, how do you get the engine running in the first place to get the pump spinning? Like, it just seems like one of those chicken and egg syndromes. What they actually do, though, is they will use nitrogen for the first stage. They'll use ground-based nitrogen to high pressure to spin up the pumps. They'll use that to spin through the turbine, get the pump spinning up to operational pressures. Once the engine is up to stable combustion, then that will take over and continue to run the pumps at that point. But the hard part about it, too, is that the engines typically run closer to stoichiometric ratios, which is a lot hotter than what you typically run a turbine with a pre-burner or a gas generator. Normally, those temperatures are quite a bit lower. You run them very fuel-rich usually, or sometimes, if you're like the Soviet engines, they would always, almost always run oxygen-rich. But you run it far away from anywhere near stoichiometric, and that allows them to be cooler and keeps it so your turbopump machinery will not melt. So that's another challenge, is how do you solve that? And to be honest, I have no idea how they solved it. I have no idea how they make it so you can use the main combustion exhaust gas to spin the pumps. It just seems absolutely crazy to me. They solved it. It's a really cool solution, and they're using it on both. They have a Lightning engine on the upper stage, and the Lightning engine produces about a third the amount of thrust, if I remember, 75 kilonewtons versus total of 300. Yeah, so I think it's like 3 or 4 times 184. So yeah, about 2.5 times less powerful. And there's a single one of those as opposed to the 4 Reavers on the first stage. But yeah, it's really cool. But in order to get that one started, now you might go, if they were using ground-based nitrogen, how did they get that started? The vehicle has some high-pressure helium bottles to spin up the second stage pumps. And helium is a better choice when it's on a rocket that needs to restart in air. Because it's a lot lighter than trying to compress nitrogen. Nitrogen, for the same amount of energy, basically, it's a lot more dense, so it'd be a lot heavier. So that's our pre-launch preview, and we need to thank Flo from our website crew for writing that pre-launch preview. Again, if you guys have questions, go check that out. I promise you'll hopefully learn a lot more than what I just blabbed on about, which is crazy because we're already at T-minus 30 minutes. I've been blabbing way too much. I haven't got to any of your awesome. I really appreciate all the people that are asking questions. We will get to those, I promise. And don't worry, we've got plenty of time for Coast. And I'm sure, not sure actually, at this point, they're kind of scaring me. They're actually going to go right at the top of their window, which is nuts, which means that, that's a great thing. So obviously, like we mentioned, at T-minus 20 minutes, we do expect Mission Control to give the final go, no-go poll and get into the terminal countdown. That's kind of what we're waiting on next, which is coming up in 13 minutes. But meanwhile, I wanted to do a little camera walkthrough with you guys because we actually have some really awesome cameras here for you guys, and I'm really, really excited about them. So, yeah, take a look at this. This is one of our main shots. Again, we do apologize that some of the frame rates are relatively low, but we might have to work some issues on the back end. But, yeah, just enjoy these for now, and we'll keep going here. So this is another shot really close to the back of the strong back. And the flame trench, I believe, goes off, lifts the rocket up and supports it as it awaits launch. Super cool. Next up, we've got another shot. This would be a cool shot to see the rocket go through once it kind of clears the strong back and clears the tower, basically, is what that would be. Then we've got another shot. This isn't the one that's tracking. Is it, Andrew? Oh, this one is. That's a close tracking camera. That's a very close tracking camera. That camera will actually move with the rocket and track it as it begins to ascend off the pad. So that will be one that'll be really fun to check in on soon after launch. All right, next shot, Andrew. This is also another tracking asset. This one's actually infrared, which is very necessary at Vandenberg because normally these rockets end up flying straight into clouds or through fog and you can't see anything. And tracking assets are actually valuable for the launch provider and for the range to make sure there aren't the vehicle's not having an anomaly. And if the vehicle does have an anomaly, it's good data to be able to look back on and see if there's, you know, all the data, the better. And here is another infrared camera as well. So again, basically right back.
T-minus 31 minutes, 23 seconds and counting. The mid-flight of Alpha Rocket still going good. We had the putty of up, putty of up, putty of it down, call out from the launch director. We're still going good. Up next, the T-minus 20 minutes, mission control conduct the go or no go poll. We're getting the terminal count for flight. So I hope you guys are enjoying the live stream. I am, and hopefully you guys, me and my dad are enjoying the live stream. You are. So stay tuned because the T-minus 2 minutes before flight, we'll begin talking. So see you all next time. And I'll give you like quick updates here and there, but that will be what we're gonna do. So I now come in to join us a few minutes before the official call out for liftoff. So at the go for launch area right here will be when me and my dad come in. This is where my dad's gonna come in. We're gonna talk to each other during the stream. So that's when you'll be able to see us chatting to each other. I'll see you then. Bye bye, everybody.
We're going to show you a real quick little preview, but then we have to turn it off. We have engine cam. We have flamey end cam. That's all we're going to show you for now, but we will be able to show you that at ignition, which, come on. If that's not the coolest thing, what? Yeah, so that's awesome. Trench cam, and we this is blowing me away. We actually had an official pointy end up, flamey end down check. We have trench cam, and they even took it another level up and took it into engine cam, into flamey cam. So flamey end cam, yeah, unbelievable. So yeah, so that gets us into waiting here. We basically have 9 minutes where I'm going to answer a couple of you guys' questions until we wait to hear about the terminal count. So I wanted to first just thank off all of you that are tuning in and that have decided to become members or super chats. Of course, that helps me pursue things like this and try to provide streams for you guys as well. So thank you so much to members. Members and of course Patreon supporters, get ready because I'm almost done with the massive dialogue cut of the infamous family tree of the Soviet rocket engines. It's my most ambitious video ever to date. I've been working on it for way too long, and I'm really, really excited. Oh, look at that. We got some venting. That's cool. And I need to mention too, by the way. Okay, so we'll get back into the Soviet rocket engine fiasco of me spending way too much time on it. But I do want to point out, don't forget this rocket is black. It's entirely carbon fiber. But you will notice that it looks half black, half white right now. And of course, that is because that's where the liquid oxygen tanks are. So the liquid oxygen tanks are what hold on to the liquid oxygen, obviously, and they're still black carbon composite, just like the rest of the rocket. But the craziest thing, 200 degrees Celsius. So that means that ice will end up building because there's obviously a lot of water vapor in the air. Ice will end up building onto it, and you actually have a layer of ice on the rocket, which is why it's white. In those spots. So it is a black rocket, but when it's fueled up and ready for launch, that thing ends up being half black, half white, which is just wild to see. It's just weird to see the actual physical formation of ice on a rocket that's going to have a flame that would melt anything, basically, coming out of the other end of it. I just love that. I think that's super cool. So, yeah. So in Discord, someone said it's entered zebra hunter. Hunter Cut says the rocket has entered zebra mode. That's how you know this thing's ready. It is in zebra mode. So very, very, very cool. Yeah, so again, thanks to all of you guys. Get ready for those YouTube members and Patreon supporters. Get ready. We will be putting up a very rough version of the dialogue cut of that Soviet rocket engine video. It's coming in, actually, I think I read it a little faster than I normally do because it's so long, and I think it might only be about an hour and a half in length, which is crazy. Maybe an hour and 40. But for those of you that like my long form documents, like basically documentary style stuff, this will be the ultimate one. I promise you that it will be the ultimate one. So let's see. I really like this sentiment here from our friend Musical Wolves. Very, very excited to see a launch instead of political space issues. Any launch is exciting. Team Space is awesome. Congratulations on hosting the official stream. Well, thank you so much to Musical Wolves. Yeah, again, we're just beyond thrilled to be able to do this along with you guys. Of course, my goal here at this channel is to bring space down to earth for everyday people and just help you get excited about space flight. And I personally believe the easiest way to get excited about aerospace is to actually be learning about aerospace, is to learn some of those little odds and ends and start, learning about how this stuff works. Because I think when you're educated about a subject, that's when you really get excited about it. So obviously the whole goal of Everyday Astronaut is just simply to break down stuff that's complicated and try to make it explainable to you guys, normally through long form content that is, has a lot of good visuals because I'm a very visual learner. But yeah, this is the ultimate dream for me, having a rocket provider actually wanting me to stream their launch. It's just crazy. So, all right. So let's see. This is interesting. This is from Wily Coyote, again, about the buffer issues. If you guys have problems still with the feed, try refreshing or going back in the feed a little bit. But if we need to, we might have to refresh one more time, but I think it's probably stabilized a little bit. Again, the dropped frames of the rocket will probably maintain. That's been a persistent issue for us with this transport. But yeah, we appreciate your patience and hanging out with us. We think it's pretty cool that we have all these camera options and that we get this much insight to everything. So not bad for a first stream of an official rocket company. All right, so this is a good question again from Musical Wolves. Do the fairings have trackers even though they aren't being recovered? Are fairings considered space debris? Well, don't forget, fairings normally deploy soon after stage separation of a rocket. So when the first stage and second stage separates, the first stage typically ends up splashing down only 2, 3, 4, 500 kilometers downrange, depending on the trajectory and the mission. That's where the first stage splashes down. Now, the fairing will remain attached to the upper stage, which will accelerate it a little bit more. But normally, the fairings deploy soon after second stage engine ignition. So second stage will, kind of run for a couple seconds or, 20, 30 seconds, and then they'll do stage fairing separation. So those fairings are not yet orbital. Those fairings are still suborbital at that point because the vehicle, it takes another 6 minutes or so of acceleration to get a vehicle up to orbital velocity. So because they ditched their fairings before they... Oh, interesting. Apparently we're getting double face. Yes, it was. That was 100% my fault. We're seeing streams come up on my face. I am sorry. So anyway, so don't forget the vehicle doesn't actually get into orbit until much later on, several minutes later. So the fairings are still suborbital when they let go, which means they splash down 500, 600, 700 kilometers downrange. So they don't need to be tracked in space because they won't maintain orbit or anything. They will come back down 10 to 15 minutes after launch and then become little boats for a little bit and eventually be succumbed to the ocean where they become a coral reef. So yeah. Let's try to get to a couple more questions. Yes, this is a good question here from Norbert Daniels. Again, if you guys are asking good questions, we'll try to pull them up on stream when we have time. Doesn't a retrograde orbit mean more delta V required? So doesn't it mean more energy to get into a retrograde orbit? And the answer is 100% yes. So normally, obviously, if you're launching prograde, if you're launching with the rotation of the Earth, you get that extra bit of spin. So the Earth is helping, quite literally flinging you and giving you almost, I believe it's almost 1,000 meters per second, almost a kilometer of delta V. Is that right? Can someone let me know? I don't remember. Is it only like 400? I don't quite remember offhand. I'm sure Discord will know. But yeah, the cool thing there is that that the Earth normally helps you get into orbit. Now, when you're going into a polar orbit, you actually kind of have to negate the rotation into a retrograde orbit. You have to go opposite of the.
We are having typical difficulties with Tim Dodd, the everyday astronaut, so we're going to move on to RocketGyan to see if he can push us on towards the main event. RocketGyan. Hopefully he will be able to get us towards orbit.
It was the greatest time of my life. Like, I'm not
Courtesy
even
of-
dramatic.
If you want to make friends on the trip, this is the trip for you.
Literally, you will make friends. Like, don't be scared to travel alone if you don't have anyone to travel with.
There we go.
Plans everything for you. All you have to.
And actually, it's not his fault. Also, I think Firefly just said,
All right,
just do your thing, and he's just doing his thing.
We're chasing up to RocketGyan because hopefully his coverage is better.
Collaborated with them and did a stream which was more like an official one. So it actually looked good. Best to hear from the engineers from this company to get an inside perspective. The NASA spaceflight arrangement was better. The launch will be this. Okay, yeah, and I don't know what has happened right now. This is still literally not at my end. The buffering which you are seeing, you can see my clock. The timer is still on. So, wait, let me see. There is a problem. I guess he'll just sort this out. And hopefully we don't get this problem at the launch. See, what NASA spaceflight did was, literally had the company streaming their launch, and then that streaming thing was going to their channel, and people were seeing. But here, what Everyday Astronaut is doing is taking all the streams which is coming in from the company and then streaming it on YouTube, which is actually taking his bandwidth, and that's why you are seeing this.
Well, you guys, we tried. And let's say that's a scrub for me because, well, the stream isn't working. So I'll give you updates on Twitter. If you guys want to know what happened, go follow Firefly on Twitter, and I'll update you guys on Twitter as well. So thank you so much for watching. I'm in late.